We very much have a connection. It was fire. I don't know. He's just magnetic, but I could not deal with that. We outnumber them. In there was like 75 women and 10 men. They're all underneath 5'9". Where are they? I know I'm late. Like, is there some sort of game going on where the men are in one room and the women are in another room? 80 women sitting alone. No men in sight.
Welcome back to More to Life. Before I get into this video, like, comment, subscribe. Also, smash that notification bell just to be sure you get on my videos as soon as I release them. Let's get into this.
This is actually my worst nightmare, but here we are, trying new things in 2025 in the name of IRL dating and deleting the apps. So here we go. Oh, and here's the full fit. Cute, but like a little sexy. I don't know. Maybe too sexy. Who cares? Whatever. Bye. As I'm driving here, I'm realizing I actually really don't want to do this. Really don't. Like everything in me wants to turn around and go home. You know when like your hair just didn't turn out how you wanted it to, and parking was hard, and you're breaking out and you're just kind of trying to find any reason you possibly can to go home? That's me right now. About to walk in here. I need to fix my attitude. Men act like the prize simply because we outnumber them. We outnumber them, like truly. Like in there was like 75 women and 10 men. 10. I have so much to tell you. I lasted 17 minutes in there. Worst and only dating event I've ever been to.
That's how she felt about the dating event, right? So I want to see what happened during the dating event.
Now look at this.
I just got back from the most unhinged speed dating event of my entire life. Dating in Charlotte is a problem. Honestly, this needs to be studied. This experience needs to be studied. Having been here for only 6 months, coming from Houston, Texas, this is not normal. This is not okay. So I will preface this by saying I did not want to go. This is not my cup of tea. This is not how I generally meet people. I was very concerned and very anxious, going into this. I really was. Like, truly. I tried to get out of it multiple times. I texted my best friend. I was like, I just don't think I should go. She was like, no, you need to get out there. Stop meeting men on these apps. Start meeting men in real life. As we know, men don't approach women as much in real life.
I wonder why.
So a speed dating event felt like the perfect place to meet men where they would feel comfortable approaching women and women would feel comfortable being approached. So got dressed, got cute, put that shit on, might I add, okay? And headed on down there, okay? Here's where everything went wrong. Now, the event started at 6 o'clock. I will admit, I got there at 7:30. Maybe a problem, but the thing about it is the flyer said this is a mix and mingle speed dating happy hour.
Okay.
First of all, I don't even know that those words really go together, but to me, it felt like kind of a come and go as you please, so I didn't want to be the first one there at 6 o'clock. Showing up at 7:30 was also not the move, though, because when I walked in, it was packed. And what do you think I saw? What do you think I saw? Exactly what I thought I was going to see. 80 women sitting alone. No men in sight.
I said, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
None. I promise you. I will overlay a video. There were I could not see one man outside of the people servicing table.
Wait, first of all, you're not going to speed past that like you didn't just say what you just said.
At this place. So eventually I get the courage to go sit down with a group of girls at a table, and I'm like, yo, what the niggas at? Like, where are they? I know I'm late. Like, is there some sort of game going on where the men are in one room and the women are in another room? They were like, oh, girl, you just got here. You must not have heard. I'm like, what's going on? They're like, basically, about an hour ago, she came downstairs, took all the men, 10. Keep in mind, there's like 85 women and 10 men. She got the 10 men to choose the women that they wanted to come upstairs with them. So the 10 men out of 85 women chose 10 women to take upstairs. And that's where they did the speed dating upstairs, while everybody else was downstairs looking at each other. Everybody was on their phones. Everybody was looking around like, what the hell is this?
You can't make this up.
I have never been so uncomfortable in my entire life. The mismanagement, I don't even know where to start. This was a ticketed event. So the event owners knew, hey, we have 85 women RSVP'd and only 10 men. They knew that this was a problem going into the event. This was not a surprise. And I figured there would be like a level of disparity between the number of men and women, because speed dating tends to attract women and not necessarily men. So when one girl came downstairs from the 10-person thing, we were all like, girl, what's going on up there? She was like, oh, none of them are my type, so I just walked out. And they were like, well, we're going to have to replace you. She was like, go ahead. Like, I don't want to be up here. I was like, well, what were the guys like? Are they cute? She was like, girl, they're all underneath 5'9". She's like, and I'm 5'8", so I really only talk to men that are 6'2" and above. I
Wonder you stayed single.
I was like, point blank period. I'm 5'9", so I'm the same way. Like, I really only talk to people above 6 feet. So she was like, no, every single person was short. It didn't make sense for me. This entire like way that they're doing this isn't like interesting to me at all. So everyone was just sitting around waiting for the men to come downstairs so that they could have a chance to talk to them, I guess. I was not going to be one of those people sitting and waiting. I mean, what am I supposed to do when they come downstairs? Bum rush them? Especially after you've told me they're all pretty much below 5'9"? I'm out of here. I stayed for 17 minutes and then I left. Like, after that, I had nothing to say. The cool part about it is, 2 people though, they had seen my previous TikTok, so your girl felt a little viral. Slightly embarrassing, but also fine. I say all that to say that was so bad, and the planners, event planners, owners of that, y'all really got to get it together. Don't ever put together an event like that again. People left extremely disappointed. The only part I am happy about is that was free. The only thing I did have to pay for was parking, and I'm mad about even that. But truly so unhinged. I also, last point, I can see why men think they're the prize. If I was a man dating in this day and age, I would feel like I was the prize too. To have 85 beautiful, good-smelling, intelligent Black women sitting in a room just waiting to talk to me, wanting me to pick them, I mean, I would feel like rookie of the year. I don't know what else to say. I would feel like I was the prize too. And I think that's what gives a lot of men this illusion of choice. On dating apps, it feels like endless women. For dating in Charlotte, it feels like an endless amount of women to choose from, because we quite literally outnumber them by 7-8x everywhere we go. I don't know how we're going to work through this. I don't. Feel free to give me ideas, but I can't see how this can work.
But she feels like men feel like they're the man because so many women are at these dating events. It's not that. Guys don't want to go. Look at what you just said 2 minutes ago, and then you said it again, then you said it again. If everybody is under 5'9", I don't want them. The other woman, she was tall. She was 5'9". So I understand her. How tall are you? What, 5'4", 5'3"? There's women out there 5'2", saying the same thing. And you wonder why men are not going. This is why. Some handsome men probably want to go too. Some men you think maybe the Morris Chestnuts of your life will make you feel like Morris Chestnut, will make you feel a little tingly inside. I want to take this time out because shout out to her, right? She went to the dating event. She's talking about the dating event. She made 2 videos. But I said, Jay, you can't give a full observation, right? She pretty much told why. But also, wait a minute. you know we gotta wait a minute, because there's more. There's definitely more. And she shows more reasons why guys refuse to go to dating events. Take a look at this.
Nope. Follow your gut. Follow your gut. Everything was going fine. This guy and I had been talking for like 3 or 4 days. He asked me out to dinner for this weekend, today. Chose a cute little Cuban spot, made the plans, we figured out the time, all that jazz. He doesn't live here in Charlotte. It was about an hour and a half outside of Charlotte, so he drove in and got a hotel for the night. Where the problem started is he texted me this. I read that and I was like, oh, absolutely not. So I responded with this. And ever since that point, the vibes just turned in our conversation. But it was the day of the date, within like a few hours of it. So I had the decision to make of like, do I cancel this because it's kind of going left, or do I just go? He was apologetic because I guess he felt like I misunderstood what he was saying, but I personally feel like I knew exactly what he was saying. He thought this was going to be something that it wasn't. So he shows up, Hollister hoodie, jeans, no reservation, barely speaks on the date. It's so awkward. I'm so uncomfortable for the entire thing. I just order my food, quickly eat a little bit of it, put it in a to-go box. We barely speak for the majority of the dinner.
What do you expect?
Barely. We just watch the live music. Then I decide to go to the bathroom, and when I come back, I'm going to ask him if he's ready to go. By the time I go and come back, I'm in the bathroom for maybe 2 minutes. I come back, he's gone. Vanished. Nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found. Granted, the date was over. He had already paid for the check, but I just think this is like, it's really something. Like, he could not even say like, hey, I think I'm going to call it a night. Thanks so much for your time. Not even that. Because I called him on his bull. I called him on his bull. And he had a bad attitude. Men. Oh, and the most embarrassing part wasn't even this guy leaving. It was the walk of shame out of the restaurant with the waitresses saying, Lo siento.
She's not realizing, right? This man knows. He knows you got somebody waiting in the chamber. There's somebody you really want to give all your time to. Every man knows that. That's why men say what they say. When you say, oh, he tested you, you didn't say which date that was. Did she say was her first date? Second date? I didn't hear it. But I didn't hear what date it was. What if that was her second, third date? So she's using this man for foodie calls. He did try to sliver something in there. Is he wrong for that? Right? Because what most ladies will do is say, give this man some attention because I see he doesn't want to be in a friend zone, or he has some kind of sex appeal to me, or he sees me as sexy, or say if he has some kind of sex appeal to you, you would have showed some interest, maybe not going home with him that day, but you would have said, maybe not tonight, maybe next time. That's what you do. I'll tell you something. Even sprinkle will say something like maybe next time. I already said it before. It's true. She said it before. Now, why do you say that? To show a man that you're interested, right? She didn't show any interest. So what did he do?
Sayonara. Adios. Goodbye.
So like I was telling y'all, I broke up with that guy. And what I forgot to mention is he was so upset. He was like, I can't believe this. I shared my art with you. First of all, it's a podcast. A rebuilding year. But what I'm realizing is they weren't taking their place on the team seriously. Honestly, the first guy that I blocked, it wasn't even that egregious. It was really just more so I realized he had never been with a woman who's about her business, who very much has her own and has her life together. I am not like waiting by the phone for you to call. If you want to talk to me, like honestly, at least in the early stages, we need to schedule a time to do so. I started a new job last week where I have to commute 2 times per week to Raleigh. So I am extremely busy. So he would say things like, oh, I'll just give you a call right now. And I'm like, oh no, like actually I'm really busy today and tomorrow. Can we actually schedule some time to talk on Sunday? He's like, is it really that serious? Like we have to schedule a time? And I'm like, I didn't realize it. I was making it that serious. I just want to be able to give you my undivided attention because I'm extremely busy over the next week. So it's best to schedule a time. And he got an attitude. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I really am a very busy person. I want to make time for dating. I want to prioritize my person and finding this new person, but it doesn't mean that everything else that I'm doing, like making a living, has to be put on the wayside. You know what I mean? Dude number 3, he I tried to give him a chance, and honestly, y'all are gonna be like, Danielle, why would you even give this man a chance? But he's
So you see what's happening, right? So now think about it like this. Think about this. Remember the guy that cut her off the video before last? Did he have a reason? I'm sure you guys are saying, yeah, Jay. He definitely had a reason. Why? She just named 3 guys on her roster. She has a roster. So the fact that this guy left, skedaddled, walked away, didn't want to talk to her, he knows she had a roster. He doesn't know for sure, but he's guessing. Was he wrong? No, he wasn't wrong. Was he wrong for leaving her? No, he wasn't wrong for leaving her. Is this why men are not attending dating events? Let me cook. Exactly why. Why would they attend these dating events when these women have rosters? Let me let her finish, though. I'm going to let her finish saying everything she wants to say. She talks for like another 6 minutes more, and I want to hear it.
Oh, here we go again.
coming out of like a marriage to someone that he married when he was very young, and we met IRL at a bar maybe like 6 months ago, and it was starting to feel sketchy. Like originally it was like me and my wife were really unhappy, we're going through separation, and then slowly but surely I started realizing I don't really know if that's actually true. I think you guys might actually still fully be together, because every time he would ask me to hang out, it was never planned. It was always like, hey, can you meet me right now at this bar in Steel Creek? Or hey, can you meet me right now at this place in wherever? And I'm like, you need to give me notice. Like, you need to give me time. And the third time that happened, I was like, oh yeah, something's very much up. I'm out of here. Blocked. And then last but not least, this last man was a certified crash out. I actually need to pull up my notes because it got so strange over just the 3 weeks of talking that I was like, I can't handle this. Like, I can't handle this. We very much have a connection. It was fire. It was passionate. Like, truly, like, there's something about him, like, I don't know. He's just magnetic, but I could not deal with that. Like, long term, I realized, like, this will break me. In one of my last videos, y'all told me stop ignoring red flags. And honestly, I ran through like 3 different red flags before I finally blocked him. Number 1, he is 100% a Kanye West sympathizer. When we were on our first ever and our only date, honestly, that coffee shop date, and he was defending Kanye West's, that t-shirt drop that he did with the, on it, and saying like it was a critique on, no, there's some things like we don't play about. So that was the first time I was like, that's a little weird. But I was like, whatever, like, Black men and Kanye West, like, they go together like real bad. And I understand that everyone just is still in love and enamored with the old Kanye. So I was like, I'll keep trying. Secondly, I think it's really important to understand the language that a man uses when he talks about what he wants in a partner. It's very, very much important. And one of the things that he would always say is, Danielle, you're supposed to be my cheerleader. Keep in mind, I've known this man for 3 weeks. We've had 1 coffee shop date. But when I would push back on something that he was saying, or challenge him, or disagree with him on something, he would stop me and he would say, wait, you're supposed to be my cheerleader. And to me, it was synonymous with, you're not supposed to challenge me. And that's a problem. That's a problem. I'm always going to lift my man up. I'm always going to be there for him, but that doesn't mean I'm going to agree with you and cheer you on every single thing that you're doing. You're not God. You're not God. You're not going to make the right choices 100% of the time. None of us are. I don't want a partner that's just my cheerleader all the time. I want them to get me to think deeper, challenge, cognitive distortions or things that I may be thinking about that aren't the right way to think about it. And it seemed like he very much just wanted a yes woman, someone who was always just going to say yes to him. And that's not going to be me. And I pushed back on that. And I don't know that he really liked that very much. Okay, and this last one was the icing on the cake. I told you guys in my dating recap video that I had went on a date with a guy at a coffee shop and we were going out on Friday. And I was really excited for the date, but one thing that I think is so important in the early stages is if a man says he's going to do something, don't remind him, don't nag him, don't be all over him about it. Wait and see how things play out. Wait and see how they play out. And I waited to see how this played out. It got to be Wednesday, no information on the date. Thursday, no information on the date. Friday, no information on the date. I didn't say anything because at the end of the day, if it's not important to you, I'm going to move on about my business. So Saturday morning comes around and he calls me and he's like, hey, how are you? And I'm like, well, I'm okay, but just letting you know, like, we were supposed to go out last night. You never reached out. And it kind of felt like you forgot about me. I've been seeing all these videos on like using feminine language and things like that. And I think there is some merit to it. But I didn't want to be all over him and be on top of his head like, you forgot our date and blah, 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 blah. I was just like, hey, it felt like you forgot about me. We were supposed to have a date on Friday and you never called, you never texted, and I felt like you forgot. Y'all, his response? He said, I didn't think you'd be dumb enough to think I could forget about you. Dumb enough? Oh, pack it up. Pack it up. Now you're gaslighting me? Now you're gaslighting me. And he was like, honestly, you could have said something. Like, you could have reminded me. I was like, okay, and wrap it up. We've known each other for 3 weeks. You are entirely too comfortable talking to me like that. Like, entirely too much. And this guy was like a borderline love bomber. Like, it was just getting, well, like I said, like, we definitely had a connection and I was really like very much falling for it, was very into it. I constantly had to be like, hey, let's pump the brakes. Like, I think we're just getting a little bit too like involved too quickly. We've only been on one date and it's like, it feels like we're moving too quickly for me. And he would always respond and gaslight me and be like, stop comparing me to other men. Like, I get it. Like, you're traumatized from other relationships. And I'm like, actually, I'm not. Like, I just don't think it makes sense for us to be getting like talking this seriously, this quickly, like marriage, kids, like all this stuff. And even he wanted to like move into a physical space very quickly too, when I was like, we've been on one coffee shop date. While
I gotta pause this, right? The reason why I'm pausing now, this lady, the relationship before all these not situationships, her roster, right? Before she had a roster, she was in a relationship for 8 years. How old are you now? What are you? 37, 36, 38, most likely 40. And aren't you looking for your husband? Right? What's your reason for dating these guys? Right? So first you had an entire roster and now you're cutting them all off. You're explaining why you're cutting them all off. Now this guy is taking you serious. He's showing you he wants to be with you. He may be aggressive. That's because he's a man. But what are you doing? It seems like she's working backwards. And men are not going to these events because it's about the event. It really is. Because what's the whole point? Doesn't she seem undecided? Look how undecided she seems. How can a man trust that? Men don't trust modern day women. That's why they don't go.
I enjoy talking to you when you're very attractive. Like, we have to pump the brakes at some point. I need you to chill. Okay, so I know this video is about to end and it's been really long, but here's what I said to him. Hey, I didn't want to say this yesterday because you had your big event, but as much as I've enjoyed our time together, I don't think we're very compatible. We clearly have a strong connection, but it's way too early for us to be getting into these little tiffs and arguments. I enjoyed our
See, so she ended that. Let's see what she does next.
3 minutes for a 30-minute coffee date. He says, well, I'm worth the drive. Wow. Crazy part is one of the best days of my life. Men at the same rate that they used to, either because women are completely brutal in how they reject men, or number two, men are just not wanting to take the chance and deal with rejection, which I can also understand. So my question for y'all is, how are you signaling to men that you want them to approach? And ladies, if you are approaching men, how are you doing that without feeling like thirsty? Like, what are y'all using pickup lines? Like please, like, educate me. Y'all know I'm new here. Y'all know I'm new to this. Please help. Gentlemen, if you've ever been approached by a woman, or you look for specific signals, tell me those so that I can learn. Please.
That's one thing I can say. At least she's trying to approach a man, right? That's what's the only thing she has going for her so far. Because you're going to have to, seriously, you're going to have to get out there and approach guys. A lot of women are. These dating events are not working. They're not. You got to go out in person and have the courage to talk to guys. A dating event is not going to do it for you. I've been saying this, shouting it to the mountaintops for at least the past 2 months, 3 months, if not more. You ladies have to get off your high horse. That's what it takes. You getting off your high horse. The horse is 10 feet high. You need a ladder to come down. Get off of it and go see guys, because guys are not going to these events. You had so many reasons of why men are entitled. Like, I'm listening, like, are you serious? Do you know 5'9" is extremely tall in some countries? And you're making it like these men are midgets? For the girl that was 5'9", I get it. But for the girls that are 5'2", stop it.
Get some help.
Okay, you guys, so this most recent video that went viral has given me some really interesting insight into the male psyche, and I'm realizing that maybe I don't understand y'all the way I thought I did. I thought 8 years in a relationship gave me some idea of how men operate, but I'm realizing I don't get it. When you all ask a woman on a date, a first date, is the expectation that she is going to sleep with you? Is that the expectation? I keep getting comments like, why would you ever go on a date with someone that you're not going to sleep with? And I'm really confused, because what is the point of the date? I'm seeing that you all are viewing dates as a transaction. Like, you buy me a $14 quarter chicken with plantain and yellow rice, and therefore you have the right to sleep with me. I'm not getting it.
I'll tell you what's the problem. Your roster. Men know you have a roster. Men are tired of dating women with rosters. That's why they work it that way. That's why they handle it that way. What is a man to do? What is he to do when one of the guys on your rosters you're most likely sleeping with? You all seen the video when you said, oh, he was so handsome. Oh, he wanted. That video was real short. Oh, he got my attention. Video ended. Most likely. We already know. Men already know you have someone that you're having relationships with. Either an old fling, somebody is clapping your buns. They are. And they want to be clapping your buns. So yes, men tend to move extremely fast, especially when you're older. Your age is what makes men move that way. They know you're doing it with somebody. Men are not stupid. So if she's not doing it with me, I don't want to be bothered. That's what all men are saying. I'll tell you this. After this, I'll go. I talked about it before. There was a time I didn't take anybody on dates. For years. And you know what? I was slapping skins like it was nobody's business. Why? Number one, I made sure I approached people that were interested in me. Number one. And most men are trying to find that someone that's interested in them, especially if they're staying behind in the West. That's what's going on. No man wants to feel like somebody else's sucker. No man wants to be your sucker.
Oh, absolutely.
That's what's happened in this good old United States of America. Men don't want to feel like suckers. And that's what you're telling guys to be. And they're saying, no, ma'am, not at all. I refuse. You know why? Because more men are starting to realize it's definitely more to life than getting with non-appreciative women like you. Thank y'all for watching. See you next video.